Now let's take a look at some examples that include numbers and variables. So what I would encourage you to do is to go ahead and draw your arrows. So the distributive property is meaning to take the 4 and multiply it by the x on the inside and multiply the 4 times the 7. Now there's two different ways you can write this, and I'll show you both ways and you can decide which one you like. A lot of times teachers will teach that you want to do 4 times x plus 4 times 7. So they don't want you to actually multiply yet until the second step, and 4 times x is just 4x, and then 4 times 7 is 28. So some teachers want you to write this step right in here, which is fine. Some teachers will allow you just to do that multiplication in your head. So you can just do 4x in your head and 4 times 7 in your head. So that would look like this. I'm thinking in my head 4 times x is 4x plus, and now I'm thinking 4 times 7 is 28. So you can decide, do you like to write this extra step here, or do you want to do that part in your head? But I do encourage you, make sure you draw the arrows, because you might accidentally put 4x plus 7 and you might forget to multiply it by 4. Now for letter B, we're still distributing, but we're distributing backwards. And we get 8 times 3 is 24 plus 8 times 2n is 16n. However, some teachers, if you see 24 plus 16n, they like for you to rewrite that so that anything with a variable goes first and anything with just a plain number, a constant, is going to go last. So you can keep it like this, or you can write 16n plus 24. So either one of these answers is correct. For letter C, we're going to distribute the 6, and notice, please, I would encourage you to draw your arrows. You might forget to multiply that 5 by 6. 6 times 2 is 12p minus 6 times 5 is 30. So that's all you need to do for that problem. You cannot do any subtraction or any farther because this has the letter p and the 30 does not. Same thing up here. You cannot combine these because they do not have like terms. And likewise, you cannot combine these two numbers because the 16 has the variable n, the 24 does not. All right, distribute the 3 backwards here. And I get 3 times y is 3y minus 3 times 8 is 24. All right, let's do 2 more real quick. M times 5 and m times 2. So m times 5 is 5m. Make sure you put the 5 in front. Whenever you have a coefficient in a variable, the number goes first, plus 2m. And I notice, oh, I can combine like terms now, so I have to keep going. And final answer for letter E is 7m. For letter F, we're going to distribute the w. We get 12w minus 4w, and we can simplify that to 8w. Make sure that you subtract. And let's go ahead and finish page 9 real quick. There's only 4 more to do at the bottom. And this says we can use the distributive property, or I can use the distributive property to create equivalent expressions in situations that involve factoring. So now let's try to figure out what this missing term was. So I know that 4 times x gave me 4x, but now I'm trying to figure out what did I do 4 times what number gave me 36. Well, you can also reverse that. 36 divided by 4 would give me 9 because 4 times 9 gave me 36. So it's like you're factoring the 4 out of these two terms and putting it back into the parentheses. All right, let's try B. 9 times what? 9 times what would give me 18k? Well, 9 times 2 would give me the 18, but I need to add the k to make it 18k. And then I can double check. Minus, and 9 times 7 did give me 63. So again, we're just factoring out the 9. Sometimes you could do that. If you see this 4 here, you can divide this by 4 and this by 4. And that will give you an x left over, and 36 divided by 4 is 9. So I know that I'm factoring out a 9, so if I divide by 9, then I'm left with 2 and a k and a 7. So some of you may do this part I wrote in blue mentally with mental math. Others may need to actually write that out. So it looks like I'm going to factor out a 7. So again, if you like that factoring, divide both of these by 7. 21 divided by 7 gives me 3, but don't forget the r is still there. And 56 divided by 7 is 8. So we're just factoring out what we distributed last time. Now, we need to figure out what am I going to multiply, what number times 3a will give me 6a? Well, I'm guessing it's a 2. And 2 times 3a gives me 6a, and 2 times 4b gives me 8b.